right there. All right. Straight politicking on all you mofos, episode number 30. And I'm sitting here with Munchie B, the mayor. And we'll have Spider Loke back next week. And I just finished checking out Munchie B's interview, Rich at Heart, with Honcho and Champ.
Yeah, I liked it. That was a vibe.
Yeah, it's going up right now.
Well, my bros, everybody go check that out. Active Shooters was in the building.
And I was wondering how come you didn't pull up at the video. I put a link to the video in that interview. It was a pretty dope track that they rapped on.
Oh yeah. Honcho, Making Mill Hunch, Avenue Champ featuring me, called Gang Ties. It's on YouTube. I was knocking it this morning, but I ended up missing the video because I was under the weather. But you know the show go on, so they did the video anyway. They copied and pasted me a little bit. Other little footage they got in there, they did what they could.
Yeah, it did have a unusual feel to it, being that you could hear your voice on there clearly, and you're not in it.
Yeah, see when you played the clip at the end of our interview with them two, somebody's in the comments like, "Is that Munchie?" I'm like, yeah. So I guess my absence. Yeah, but the song hard though. You F with it?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you should have pulled up. Well, I don't know what it was. I know you gave them the excuse you was sick, but I ain't buying that.
It don't sound like they buying it, but no, man, this weather change got everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, it don't sound like they was buying it though. They know that. They're my brothers though.
No, I never buy weather excuses because half the country is living in snow and ice and rain. And
But guess what? They used to it. I ain't used to it. You feel me? And I'm a skinny dude, man. I don't like the cold. If you pay attention to Rich at Heart or anything I'm on, I always got a hoodie or a crew neck on. Like that's a part of my dress code. Like I always incorporate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, but no, I was getting sick though, man.
So you back on the music thing to a certain degree.
Oh yep. But a lot of this stuff I've been putting just on my YouTube channel, so they can just only go there. You know what I'm saying? Later on, I'm gonna throw it everywhere else. But Rachel Hart _TV on YouTube. Tap in on Tap Out, and I'm about to drop Upgrade Your Life. Me and Tania. You know what I'm saying? And everybody tap in, man.
And I also wanted to mention that YouTube channel that we were talking about earlier, Henny the Girl or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I think she's one of the good guys.
Shout out Henny. Shout out Henny and the Henny gang. You feel me?
Let me see if I could get the exact name of her channel.
Yeah, please, dude, because I'm a supporter and a fan. She come with actual and factual. She just ain't doing it for they come with that propaganda for clicks. She be having receipts for everything. Her and the Henny gang.
Yeah, I forget the actual. Let me see if I have it here on my phone because somebody had texted me one of her videos, and then I started checking her out. I was like, how did I miss this channel?
Mm-hmm.
So you already knew about her.
Mm-hmm. Damu Keyway Conversation. She be over there rocking with Dude Sims and them. Y'all, and she got her own little movement, Henny gang, her and her following the girls, you know what I'm saying? And she do her thing, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I got the channel here, and it's That Girl Henny. That Girl Henny.
So what you saying, is that her Instagram or is that her YouTube channel?
That's her YouTube channel.
Everybody go follow up.
And I'm going to put her in the category of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Hey, the thing with these metaverse and YouTube streets, you got the good guys and the bad guys.
For sure.
You got the real and the fake. And I don't think we really got to go into too much, you know what I'm saying, explaining about what we mean by that. But you know who the good guys and the bad guys is, and the real and the fake.
But I would also add a third category to the good guys and the bad guys. You got this group of neutral guys that don't want to take a position against the bad, but they also want to be cool with the good. And so I separate that group of guys. And to me, they lean closer to the bad guys because they accept all the effery that's going on with the bad guys, and they don't call them out on it. They will have them on their platforms, but they're not totally bad guys, but they're not good guys.
When I say morals over money, I really stand on that. And I just went and interview certain people that ain't there morally or things I don't agree with for the clicks. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't with that. So that little in between group you talking about, they either waiting on the opportunity from the bad guys or they don't want to smoke with the bad guys because the bad guys are sometimes they go on these rants, they make up lies about you that they're like they rather not deal with the drama. So I don't blame them for that reason. But to just tolerate the little BS they do and have them on your platforms and all that, that's weird.
And maybe on a future episode, we'll name names.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
name names of people in all these groups. I'm sure people can figure out who the good guys are and who the bad guys are, but it might be a little difficult to figure out those guys that are straddling the fence that mess with people in both groups. But yeah, we'll name names at some point. But if you know, you know.
Well, I'm gonna say this though, when these dudes do have these weirdos or bad guys on their platform, I don't take it personal. Now, if it's let's say, if it's Alex, then I'm kind of like one eyebrow up. Now, if it's Spider, I'm gonna call Spider. What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Except based on Spider, he a Crip, and then and his allies may not really mesh with my group of friends. That's something different. That's just different demographics. But other than that, yeah, man, I'm the good guy.
But some of these guys that are straddling the fence will not hesitate to give the bad guys a voice on their platform. And even though you might not be tripping on it, what if that person is on that platform speaking ill on you, though? You know, so this guy that's playing the fence is giving this person a voice to talk shit about you.
Okay, someone's recently brought to my attention. I might just save him when we you know what I'm saying, put these dudes in their categories, but you know what I'm saying, no one else brought to my attention earlier. I'm like, come on, man, you gotta know how to keep it real, dude.
And look, if YouTube don't even want you on the platform, then why would another platform want to give a voice to somebody? You know, because every once in a while, YouTube does their research, and they'll realize, you know what, this is one of the bad guys.
Okay, for example, or this one young man, he think everybody's hating on him, and it's not him. So he's never the problem. And the example I use for that, when I was outside doing whatever I was doing, I was the problem, and there was a reason why a lot of people disliked me. So I ain't gonna say that I was bringing drama and negative energy my direction, and it was self-inflicting. It was my fault. But him, he's in the metaverse world, and he's a mental health patient. He looking at it like, oh, everybody hating on me, and I'm like, oh, whatever, man.
Man, nobody's hating on nobody. No one's trying to be like anyone. No one's jealous of anyone. Yeah, it's just like these bizarre conclusions. And what's the funniest one is everybody else is the liar. Everybody else is lying, except for the person that's quote unquote being lied on. But yeah, you platforms out there that are giving these bozos a voice to hurt people's families, to hurt people's reputations, to impact other people's kids. You might not be a bad guy just yet, but you're giving the bad guys a voice, and at some point, your platform might be in jeopardy because once you get deplatformed, those persons that decide to give those people that were deplatformed a voice, now your channel becomes on the target list of YouTube or Instagram or whatever social media platform you're using. So I'm letting people know, be careful out there. I've been on YouTube since it started, and I've seen people come and go. I've seen people get kicked off the platform permanently. So just be careful out there. That's all I got to say.
Hey, but everybody don't look at it like you from how your angle, and then you kind of study this, and then you was on YouTube before they was even monetizing off of it.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I could believe it.
I was posting videos out of the passion. Like, hey, I was looking at the very first clip I ever posted. It was 2 clips. I think I did them in the same day. I posted a clip of T. Rogers, and I posted a clip of Mad Ronald from 20s.
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like a test. I was like, oh wow, let me try this out. And those are my very. In fact, I believe that T. Rogers and Mad Ronald are probably the very first gang affiliated guys to ever be on YouTube.
Think so?
Yeah, because it's from 2006. So it's almost 19 years ago. So who else was posting gang affiliated interviews? 19 years ago.
I long live T. Rogers.
Yeah, man, that was my guy for a minute, but we had a falling out before he passed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we never made up for it. Never made up for it, man. And he did some stuff, but we ain't gonna speak bad of the dead. But rest in peace to T. Rogers. Rest in peace to his son. Did you know Lucky? I think Lucky went by. He was Lil Legs from the Jungles.
I heard the name Legs. It seemed like I just heard that name recently.
Yeah,
so,
there's a few.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I met T. Rogers in 1987 at Dorsey High School when I was in the 12th grade, and been rocking with him ever since, except for a small little spat we had before he passed. But
You said 86 or 87?
87, 87.
Damn.
Yeah.
You the class of 2 years before I was born.
No, I'm class of 88, but
Okay.
the first semester of my senior year was 87.
Okay.
So I'm class of 88. What was you going to say about that, though?
No. I was tripping like the class you was. Cause I was born in '89. I don't lie about my age, like Luce Cannon and Snoopy Badass. I'm 35, but I'm like, okay, you used the class before I was born, the year.
Class of 88.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. 88 was a good year for me, man. 88 was a good year. I was bumping Keith Sweat, and I was bumping Bobby Brown. I had a lowrider. I had a Chevy lowrider.
What?
Yeah.
You gotta post the flicks from the lowrider, but they gonna take them flicks with the lowrider and like, look, Alex back then he stole a lowrider. Look, he was.
I'm becoming more private with my life now as I see how people could just grab your pictures
And spin narrative.
and manipulate it, just completely manipulate it. So, nah, man. Yeah, class of 88, man. So you class of what? 2004?
07.
07? Okay. 2007. Damn.
Yeah, I graduated in camp. So, hey, kids, don't subscribe to the streets and miss out on real like pivotal points in your life or whatever, and things that you could highlight and remember. Because I would have loved to go to prom. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't go to no proms or no wear no formals or none of that little shit they be having for them like the high school activities. Like I graduated from camp.
So what high school do you think you would have graduated from if you didn't get in the trouble you got into?
I got voted out of Morningside High, and they sent me to a continuation called Hillcrest. So maybe Hillcrest continuation.
Okay, so really Morningside, you would have graduated from Morningside if you didn't derail your life at that point.
Or maybe I wouldn't have graduated because then I stopped going to school and got a job because I had a baby on the way.
Okay.
I used to stop going.
But Morningside was your home school, your main school.
Right.
Okay.
All right. I went to gang of schools in Inglewood.
Well, I graduated from Dorsey High School, 1988. It was a great time, but it was a rough year. If you want to talk about crime and murders and people getting slid on, it was like
The 80s is crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm fortunate I survived it. It was people getting shot up at Dorsey, and the Jungles is right next to Dorsey, so all the jungle activity comes up to Dorsey, and then to the north of Dorsey, you got the West Boulevards, and they no slouch. They would try to come up there and do what they can do.
I respect smarter gangs like West Boulevard, cause they stand on their own. You know what I'm saying? And it be kind of hard for hoods to last. So if you lasted this long, not having the numbers that the other hoods have, then y'all doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Cause the jungles, they over there deep, and they gonna keep reproducing.
Yeah.
The jungle's in the bitty, and then you got the 20s over here, and then you got all these West LA gangs they beef with. Like, so I be respecting those smaller gangs. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dorsey is definitely was a blood school back then. I don't know what it is now, but even though it was a blood school,
It still is.
it still is.
Yeah, no, it still is.
Even though it was a blood school, there were some Crips that went there.
Okay, hold on. All right, so let me hold on. So they had problems, right?
They did have problems, but the way that Dorsey was back then is all the Crips would go. They
Exit
would
out that way.
They would exit to the north, and there was a gate on the north side. So you could leave to the north, and once you get to Jefferson and go north of Jefferson, you and your turf. And all the Bloods and everyone that was from the jungles, they would exit the front of the school, or they would just exit on the south side of the school where the field was at. So a lot of times the conflict was avoided because you're exiting different sides of the school.
Okay, so all right. So back then, if you was a blood, it was much more difficult based on the numbers, the ratio, blood to crip. So that would be like Dorsey would be a safe haven for the Bloods, and the Bloods didn't have too many schools that was safe at like that. Really, if you want to be honest, because Fremont back then was crip. Washington High School was crip. I don't know what it might have been Brims at Manual.
I think Manual is mostly Crip, the 40s and the Hoovers. I don't know who dominated that school back in the 80s, but
So if you was really wanted to be comfortable, you had to go to get bussed out to the Valley, go to Inglewood High School, or go to Dorsey. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
yeah, Dorsey. I thought Fremont was a Swan school. No,
No, it was it is now. No, it started off as an East Side Crip
yeah,
capital. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but Dorsey was crazy. Dorsey was crazy. But all right, let's get into I wanted to talk about this drug dealer. A lot of people may not have heard of this name, Fabio Ochoa. The only way you would know this name is if you up on all the Pablo Escobar documentaries. I don't know if you ever watch all these. Netflix did a whole series on Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, he kept escaping.
Yeah, he's probably the most famous drug dealer out of South America. But Fabio Ochoa was one of those dudes that was doing his thing from Colombia. And I was surprised to read this article. Notorious cartel drug lord Fabio Ochoa released from U.S. prison and deported back to Colombia after serving 25 of the 30 years he was sentenced to back in the day.
Back in the day, what year?
Well, what's 25 years ago? That would have been 1999. Yeah, 1999. He did 25 years.
So you think he got absolutely nothing going back to Colombia?
No, he definitely has a lot when he goes back to Colombia. Here, I'm gonna read some of this article. It says one of Colombia's legendary drug lords and key operator of the Medellin cartel has been deported back to the South American country after serving 25 of the 30-year sentence. A short while later, Fabio Ochoa was again a free man. Ochoa arrived at Bogota's airport on a deportation flight wearing a gray sweatshirt, carrying his personal belongings in a plastic bag. After stepping out of the plane, the former cartel boss was met by immigration officials in bulletproof vests. There were no police on site to detain him. So basically, he's a free man. And this article, which I'll put a link in the show notes, it goes on to say that a lot of his possessions were not able to be seized when the United States took him into custody. So he's going back to money.
He gonna be a king out there.
But he's 67 years old. It says here, his older brothers amassed a fortune when cocaine started flooding the U.S. in the late 70s and early 80s, according to U.S. authorities, to the point that in 1987, they were included in the Forbes magazine list of billionaires. So, yeah, he's not going home broke.
I wonder is his brother still alive?
I'm not sure if they're all alive, but
It's his older brother, too, so his brother probably in the 70s?
Yeah, he's 67. So yeah, it says he was living in Miami. Ochoa ran a distribution center for the cocaine cartel, once headed by Pablo Escobar, who died in a shootout in 1993. And there's a new documentary about Griselda Blanco. She was running the cocaine in Miami, and there's a character that actually plays Ochoa, this dude, in the TV show on Netflix. Did you check that out much?
No, I'm up on a girl though, cause I remember hearing about the dude that started writing her while she was in jail.
Oh, the brother.
Yeah.
The brother. What was he? He was from Orange. No, he was from Oakland.
Yeah, that's some Oakland shit to do though. He started writing her while she was in jail.
Yeah, and
Shout out to Bay Area. They play her with that shit.
And he got plugged into her. But you got to be careful because she killed like 2 or 3 of her exes, Griselda. So
I'd just be faithful.
he was taking a risk.
Well, he probably thought the risk wasn't as high because he was free and she wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But he would go visit her in custody.
Where she was locked up at?
She got arrested by Orange County authorities, and I think she was in the state. She got transferred between state and feds. So I don't know where she did most of her time at, but she only did like 5 years.
Oh, she out?
She got deported. She got deported just like Ochoa did, and somebody shot her in the head in Colombia.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Shit. You know how much damage she done did as a trafficker in Miami? And you know they killed most of her sons. She only got one remaining son. She had 4 sons. 3 of her sons got murdered.
Damn.
And the one son, well, you know what the surviving son's name is? The dude from Scarface. She named her son Michael Corleone. So he's still alive. He's the only living surviving son. So yeah, I thought it was a risk when bro did that, but yeah, she was in custody, so he probably knew what he was doing.
He ended up telling on her about some shit though.
He
right?
did. I don't know. He wrote a book. He wrote a book about her. So
Oh, if he didn't, excuse me, brother. I'm gonna double check later because it's been a long time when I ran across that storyline.
all right, here's a part where they mention the brothers. It says along with his 2 older brothers, Juan and George Ochoa turned himself into Colombian authorities in the early 1990s under a deal which they avoided being extradited to the U.S. That was smart. I'm going to turn myself into the Colombian police because they won't extradite me back to the U.S. The 3 brothers were released from prison in 1996, but Ochoa was arrested again years later for drug trafficking and was extradited to the United States in 2001 in response to an indictment in Miami. Wow, I'm surprised because a lot of times Colombia won't extradite to the United States, but they did send this guy.
Why though? I wonder what. Hold on, do they got a law like they supposed to stand on or?
No, there's no law, but Colombia doesn't have an agreement where it becomes law. If you have an agreement with the country, then it's law. But Colombia does not have an extradition agreement with the United States, so they could deny extraditing if they want to.
Okay, so sometimes they honor it, sometimes they don't.
Yes, it's up to them. He was the only suspect in that group that opted to go to trial, resulting in a conviction of 30 years. So yeah, Fabio Ochoa, he was a major drug trafficker, and also it mentions here, but the former member of the Medellin cartel was recently depicted in the Netflix series Griselda, where he first fights the plucky businesswoman Griselda Blanco for control of Miami's cocaine market, and then makes an alliance with the drug trafficker played by Sofia Vergara. That's a really good mini series on Netflix.
What is a plucky businesswoman? What is plucky? What is that?
She was feisty. She was
okay.
feisty. She was aggressive. She was like a dude, you know, and she killed her 2 of her exes. So yeah, she was someone that you didn't want to do business with.
Okay, are you familiar with Queen Ngozina?
Nah, I'm not tapped in with her.
Okay. Nah, cause I when I was younger and I was about to have my daughter, and my dad told me name her Queen Ngozina. She killed her brother because he was a snitch, right? He was off the beer. I said no, I'm not naming my daughter Queen Ngozina. I don't like the high ring, and I'm like, why would I want it? Really? But I looked at her backstory. She
Oh, she's old school.
right.
1583 to 1663. Okay. What country was she from?
She was no joke. I can't remember. That's why I'm like, I was about to say, I'm going to double back on it.
She was born in Angola. So, yeah, that's a nice little historical fact there for the listeners. Queen Ngozina, Nzinga. Queen Ngozina.
Yeah, she pressed play. She don't play.
Yeah, I wouldn't name my kid that at all.
No, me neither. But you know, my dad, he into the books and history and all kind of history, and then, you know, what I mean, he into his Black history and Swahili and everything history. So that's why my name is Scary. Like, you know, most penitentiary dudes be speaking Swahili and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That Swahili is from Tanzania. So, did you ever tap in with the language to get some more?
Yeah, but anything you don't do repetitive, you go forget. But like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of Swahili words, and you know what I'm saying?
All right, so I would recommend watching that Netflix series,
What's the name again? One more time.
Griselda. I think they just called it Griselda.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wouldn't name none of my kids after famous
Murderers.
killers. Yeah, I was gonna name my daughter Lola, and my mom told me, nah, that name is scandalous. Don't name her Lola.
Hold on. The only Lola I could think of is Lola Bunny, the cartoon. So where do Lola derive from? Like the original?
Well, there used to be a song. Her name is Lola. She was a showgirl, meaning a stripper. And then there's the Long Island Lolita, the girl that was messing with Joey Buttafuoco, and they called her Lola. Lola's always associated with some chick in drama, but I always liked the name Lola. You know, Chris Rock named her daughter Lola, but my mom talked me out of it. Nah, don't name her that. That's a scandalous name. That was her exact words. That's a scandalous name, and it's true. Lolas have historically gotten bad reputations.
Okay, so now that you say that, it put me in the mind of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, okay.
You don't agree?
I don't know. Marilyn is a cool name, but you talking about her life? She definitely was scandalous.
Right.
Yeah.
She was a high end rat, hood rat.
Yeah, she was.
Hood rats wasn't a thing back then, but she was
I would
getting hit by the Kennedys, mob bosses, all kind of shit.
call her a high end socialite. That's what they call them chicks back then, socialites. Now they're influencers. You know.
I'm gonna have to dig into that word and get like 3 different definitions of it for sure.
Because there were women that were famous for nothing.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is. You're famous for nothing.
Okay.
You know, like Zsa Zsa Gabor, she was famous for nothing. You know.
Okay, so this the era of socialites.
Yeah, I think the very first socialite of our generation would have been the Kardashians. You know.
No, but she actually did something.
Yeah, she did something after the fact, though.
She did work for Brandy even before Ray J started spanking her down and made her famous for the video.
Yeah, but they blew up off the money and invested it and went and did businesses. But you know, some socialites do acting. I think one of the Zsa Zsa Gabor did some acting, but they're famous basically for messing around with famous people like the Kennedys and whoever else. But yeah,
Socialite, that's crazy. It's a name for you broads.
socialite.
Socialite, social.
Social, you know.
Socialite.
They just pop up at parties. They pop at social events, and they get to schmoozing with the people with the money, and before you know it, they're famous.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't, that's an old school term though. Now it's an influencer or, yeah, I think the influencer is the term now that we're giving them. All right, I wanted to talk about. We talked about the white boy gang last week. What was the Peckerwoods?
Oh yeah.
I got to highlight whenever white gang members are charged, arrested, or indicted because they always putting our faces on the front page of the newspaper or on the news screens. So I found this article from last week. California Aryan Brotherhood members sentenced to consecutive life terms for murder racketeering. 2 California members of the AB prison gang were sentenced to consecutive life sentences in federal prison for murder in aid of racketeering and other crimes committed while they were incarcerated in Sacramento prison, which would be Folsom, I believe. Ronald Yandel, leader of the neo-Nazi prison gang, was convicted of ordering 2 inmates to murder another inmate in 2015 at Cal State Prison, Sacramento, also known as New Folsom. The 62-year-old Yandel of Pinell, Contra Costa County, had offered the 2 inmates membership into the AB if they were able to kill a member of a rival prison gang, Hugo Pinell, according to court records. Now, this is very deep because I don't think you know who Hugo Pinell is. But Hugo Pinell goes all the way back to the 1960s. He was a Latino dude that rode with the brothers, part of the BGF. Yeah, Hugo Pinell was a BGF affiliate.
Oh, I think I heard that name before, but I assumed this person was black all this time.
Nah, but check this out. Hugo Pinell was in the SHU for like, I don't know, 20-something years. But after the hunger strike, they let them all out. And as soon as Hugo Pinell hit the yard, some white boy stabbed and killed him. This happened so long ago. They're finally, bringing some closure to this because the prison knew who did it all along. They arrested the guys or put them in the hole as soon as it happened. But yeah, Hugo Pinell is considered a legendary figure in the whole revolutionary movement with George Jackson and them.
Okay, that's all I'm about to say because I hear about these books I never read. Like, what is it, Blood in My Eyes?
Yes,
So he come up in that book.
absolutely.
Okay, see, you saying the name, but I thought he was black. So you said he was a Hispanic, a part of the BGF.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but he basically lived black, but I believe he was born in Central America, but he got tapped in with the BGF. Let me continue reading the rest of this. It says Pinell, a member of the BGF, Black Guerrilla family, was one of the infamous San Quentin 6 inmates charged following a deadly escape attempt in 1971. Now, this 1971, let me stop right there. This 1971 escape was crazy. Actually, I believe it was 1970. But George Jackson's little brother, Jonathan Jackson, runs up in the courthouse with 3 or 4 other dudes with shotguns to get some of the brothers free, to freedom. Mm-hmm. Can you believe that? But once they got into the parking lot, they were met with the resistance from the police. A big old shootout happened. Jonathan Jackson takes the judge as a hostage. They taped the shotgun to the judge's neck. There's a photo in the LA Times of these brothers walking out of the courthouse with the judge. The judge has got the black robe on. He's got a shotgun taped to his neck. They get into a shootout and everybody dies, even the judge.
Yeah, I heard that story too.
Yeah, it's probably one of the craziest court-related stories in California history. I can't think of anything crazier than that. And that was George Jackson's little brother, Jonathan, and bro was only 17 years old when that went down.
That is so gangster, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is. In fact, I had the homeboy tell me he wants to take the picture of Jonathan Jackson with the shotgun taped to the judge's neck and put that on a shirt. he never done that, but that could be looked at as 2 different ways, though.
No, that sounds like a hard ass tattoo. What you mean 2 different ways?
Well, most of society is gonna be like, that's messed up that they took the judge hostage and he got smoked. It definitely shows a lack of respect for
The judicial system.
the judicial system, for law and order.
And not gonna look at that 2 ways because that particular system that failed us so many times.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? They need to tighten up. And that's what that is. Like, but I ain't even supposed to say what I said right there, being that I'm in transition.
But no, I think you make a good point that the system has failed us many times over. I just heard of a guy. I think we spoke about it on a previous episode, or maybe we didn't. A guy and a girl were just released from California prison for serving 17 years for a homicide that they didn't even commit. The brand new DA approved their release. The system failed these 2 people. This woman had a kid the year she went to prison. She's coming home to a 17, 18-year-old daughter that she's getting to know for the first time.
Can't get that time back.
Nah.
Okay. All right. What state was that when? I can't remember how to pronounce her name. Brianna. They ran in the no-knock bell. Warrant came in and went in there and shot and killed the woman laying in her bed.
That was in Kentucky, Lexington.
I'm mad I forgot her name. I shouldn't, bro.
Is it Breonna Taylor?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Right. The police was charged for the shooting the bullet and going through the wall, and not for her murder. That's an example of the system failing. Because her family want justice for sure. Or even Ryan Twyman.
Ryan Twyman.
Come on, bro. The police killed him and got what, 30 days?
Yeah.
That's an example of us being failed. You know what I'm saying? The judicial system failing us. So,
But the 60s bred a different kind of brother. Because this was going on in Chicago, this was going on in LA, where a lot of brothers was down to fight the system. They were down to shoot out with the police. The 1960s brothers were built differently. Because I don't think you would dare see no 17-year-old brothers run up in a courthouse and try to
But
escape.
maybe if the courthouse was structured the same way it was back then.
Yeah, it was a little easier to walk up in there.
Right.
But still, you know that that's going to be a life sentence if you don't get away with it, or you're going to get killed. Like as that happened. This was 1970, 71. They all got killed, including the judge. So, yeah, that was a hell of a move on George Jackson's little brother, Jonathan Jackson. Let me continue reading here. Intercepted phone calls. About a year after the murder, U.S. Drug DEA intercepted phone calls made by Yandel. Yandel's the white AB guy on a contraband cell phone in which he bragged about directing the murders and sponsoring the killers for membership in the gang, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Now, this is crazy because Yandel is talking on a cell phone. He's not talking on a CDCR phone, and they still intercepted his conversations.
So whoever he was talking to was hot already.
Either that or they knew about Yandel's phone. I don't know how it went, but yeah, it could have been the person that Yandel was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to believe that they were investigating Yandel, and somehow intercepted his phone calls.
That could be. But no, it seemed like whoever he was talking to was hot.
But this is the second time where a prisoner with a cell phone is getting charged with their conversations on these cell phones. Because I don't trust talking to people on cell phones that are in prison anymore. I don't trust it.
No, it ain't the prisoner phones. It's our phones. Like, okay, my phone been tapped on like 2 or 3 different occasions. So if they didn't, the homies calling me from the pen on the cell phone, and now they didn't like, oh, he talking to so-and-so on the 4-yard. And he, you know what I'm saying? It would probably, I think it come from the outside in.
Well, he felt comfortable enough to talk on that phone where he bragged about ordering the murder of Hugo Pinell. Hugo Pinell and Yandel, who was serving 65 years to life for murder and voluntary manslaughter, also directed that money earned from the gang's criminal activities be directed to support the 2 murderers, the U.S. Attorney's Office concluded. William,
That might not be true.
yeah, sometimes they exaggerate this.
Mm-hmm.
William Sylvester was also sentenced after being convicted of murdering another inmate at Folsom to earn his own membership to the AB. So yeah, man, this is all over Hugo Pinell, which is a legendary figure if you're a George Jackson follower, if you are a Black Panther follower of the 1960s, or if you are tapped in with the BGF. Hugo Pinell was that guy.
Yeah, because I know Bush like Blood in My Eyes and Soledad Brothers, and they touch on that type of the BGF and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. But yeah, this happened in 2015. I remember I was at my office when I got the news that Hugo Pinell was murdered in prison. I was like, what? I immediately was like, how in the hell did they kill Hugo Pinell? You know? But this goes all the way back to their beef between the AB and the BGF. And once Hugo Pinell hit that yard after being in the shoe for so many years, they moved on him. And someone told me this: they believed that the CDCR knew that Hugo was going to be in danger on this yard, and they're behind. They're partly responsible for putting him in the line of fire on a yard with white supremacists that hate the BGF. How you feel about that?
I never been to a level 4 prison. I'm wondering, is they numbers up a little bit more on the 4-yard because they numbers, they the minority on every prison yard as far as I know. But when they play ball for real. I don't know. That's like 60-40. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it took 10 years before they sentenced 10 years for this case to finally conclude.
Damn, that's a long time.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's talk about Ice-T, one of my favorite rappers. One of my favorite rappers of all time.
Where Coco at with her big ass booty?
With that fake booty?
Yeah, it's big and inflated. Yeah.
I can't mess with it. A fake booty, man.
You might have and didn't know it was fake.
I want to say I've never messed with a fake booty. I've had questions of someone having a fake booty, but it was never confirmed to be fake.
I'm pro BBL. I ain't tripping. Long as it is a quality job and it match your thighs and it jiggle. You feel me? Like, cause before like they start doing the better jobs, I didn't have sex with females that like they shit for like they did 1 million squats. You feel me?
But if you're with the fake BBL just for the fun of it, right? Mm-hmm. What about being serious with a woman? Because that's a whole different level.
If I'm being serious with the woman, she probably got her BBL after dealing with me, and it's for me.
Okay.
So it's for me. Like, you feel me?
I just think that women that get BBLs, they got psychological problems that make it hard for them to have any sort of healthy relationship.
You could say the same thing about tattoos.
Well, I think
why would people put tattoos on their face?
Well, they're definitely face tattoos. I would say face tattoos is another level.
I got on my sideburns tatted. I don't know if that's considered the face.
You got that one right by your eye too.
Yeah, I got a king chest piece by my eye, but
yeah.
But I heard somebody say you gotta have some kind of problems to put ink on your face, so.
I might have to agree with that to a certain degree because that's next level tattooing.
Yeah, I didn't want to argue with it. I liked his perspective. I'm like, it's another way to look at shit, I guess.
And I think, especially if you're a woman doing it, that's the next level. You know, tattooing was considered a masculine activity, 50 years ago. Women never got tattooed in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. That was a man thing. And I remember my dad had a tattoo of my mom's name on his forearm that he got when he was in the military in like in the early 60s. Now, I guess women are equally tatted as men are, right? Probably.
Yeah, I got homegirls with face tats and all that.
Yeah, I would say if females with face tats definitely got psychological problems.
Think so?
Yeah, and I'm apologizing to all you ladies out there that are listening, but go get some therapy.
Yeah, it's a good conversation.
Yeah,
it's a good conversation.
And I think Coco would have some psychological problems with that big old juicy fake bubble butt that she got.
I would have fun with her.
I'm sure Ice-T's enjoying it though. But yeah, Ice-T got pulled over by the police back in his home state. He's not an LA native, although he put LA gangster rap on the map. But he's actually originally from New Jersey. And he was in New Jersey when he got pulled over by the police. So before we talk about it, let me play a short clip.
How's it going, sir?
What's up, officer?
Officer Silla, Hudson County Sheriff's Office. Let you know you're being recorded, okay?
I'm headed to the DMV. This is where I'm going to get all my registration and everything straight on this car.
That's funny.
When did you decide to go and change?
Yesterday. I went yesterday, but they...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is registration been expired since 2021.
Car's been parked.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. That's why I'm trying to get this car set up to go. Yesterday I went to the DMV and they said that their system was down, so that's where I'm headed. I got 7 cars. I'm trying to get them all straight.
You say you went to DMV yesterday? They said the system is down?
Yesterday, yep.
What time was your appointment yesterday?
I didn't have an appointment. They just take me.
You need to have an appointment to go to DMV.
I don't need one.
Why is that?
Because they know me.
You could have drive without a vehicle who was registered and get this one registered.
Can I handle this? You gonna take me to jail?
I'm not gonna take you to jail.
Okay, can I park the car here and walk to the DMV?
I'm gonna tow your vehicle.
No, you're not. You're not finna tow my vehicle. Let me park my car right here.
You're not gonna move your car, sir. You give me your keys right now, and I'm gonna tow your vehicle. No, don't touch me. Don't give me like that.
Give me my paperwork. Get this on camera. This I'm a foot away from DMV.
Keep your distance.
You are a f***ing asshole.
I'm not an asshole. You've been an asshole to me.
I'm an asshole. I'm trying to get to the DMV. I showed you all the paperwork. Let me start recording your dumb ass.
So if I start the hook,
Ice-T.
Sarge, what happened, Sarge?
What's up, Sarge?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm trying to get to DMV to register my cars.
Okay.
I got all the paperwork and everything there. I asked the officer, could I just go over here or even park my car so that I could walk over there and get all my paperwork together. He says he wants to tow my car.
All right, give me a second. Let me find out what's going on here, and then we'll figure something out, okay?
Okay.
All right. You're, like I said, you're going to leave the car here.
He's right there. I'm walking DMV and handle this.
So, but you do know your registration is expired and your license too. Right?
That's what I'm going for.
Okay. I'm just letting you know that I didn't know if you just knew your registration was expired. You got both.
I got everything.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. No, I'm good. All right. You
Just the way he shooted me, I was gonna park the vehicle, no tickets issued, but just next time show some respect. That's all I gotta say.
I don't have to.
Hey, man, shout out Ice-T.
Hey, that's the first time I watched it all the way to the end. I didn't know that the Sarge came in there and saved the day.
Yeah, no, the Sarge was, you know what I'm saying? Because he overdoing it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what is you doing? Like, you acting like he out here trying to go put in some work or the car even stolen.
Well, you know, a lot of the police departments are incentivized to tow cars because there's money to be made. You know, there's the tow fee, there's the storage fee, and those monies go back to the city and to the tow company. You know, they split all of that money up.
Man, shout out Ice-T. I love how he handled that situation.
Yeah, I think that was definitely over the top. Dude was escalating it, but Ice-T, you know, to a certain degree, Ice-T got a little feisty too.
Hey, hold on.
He got a little feisty too.
Look, at the end, he said, just respect me. He said, I don't got to.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you don't have to. There's nothing that says you have to respect the police. And, you know, you can curse the police. You can actually give the police the middle finger. I saw a guy get pulled over for giving the police the middle finger. The cop thought that was illegal. I was shocked that a cop didn't know that. No, that's legal. There's nothing illegal about giving a cop the middle finger.
Hey, look. Police hate when you call them public servants because that's what they are. Call them a public servant. And then, you know, we in the hood. We probably even got nothing on us. Pew! Just break from the police. That ain't against the law. It's evading once you break a law, then run. You ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just, man, make them work. Make them chase you with them tight-ass uniforms on and all the heavy-ass equipment and boots and shit.
Hey, do you believe that he was really going to the DMV?
He was right by it.
Yeah, the DMV was close by.
That's why he said, can I just park right here and walk over there then?
Yeah.
Shout out to Sergeant for having a level head and assess the situation. You know what I'm saying?
But why is Ice-T driving without all of the proper stuff?
And like the police said, like, why you didn't have to drive an unregistered vehicle to go register this vehicle. And then it didn't show it in there, but I see his license was expired as well as the registration.
Yeah.
So, but man, so what? Man, leave him alone.
No.
It's way more crime you could fight.
No, sometimes you do have to take the car to get registered to the DMV because I'm in the process of doing it right now with one of my vehicles, and the DMV said that I have to bring the car up there for an inspection because this car has never been registered
Ever?
in California.
Oh.
It's been registered in another state, but I'm registering it in California, and they're telling me I got to bring it up there. So technically, I got to drive an unregistered car to the DMV to get it registered.
Yeah.
So if I get pulled over between my home and the DMV, I'll be in the same situation as Ice-T was in.
Yeah, but his place probably red Jersey. So they like, he ain't in the situation you in. They would have saw that you had out-of-state plates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They'll see I have out of state. And I always keep I keep my paperwork. The way Ice-T pulled his paperwork out, I have a folder in that car because I drive it sometimes to the store. You know, I do little trips. So if I get pulled over, I got all the paperwork in a folder ready to show.
Matter of fact, you can insert this clip because you was interviewing me in my community at Darby Park. The police was up there bothering us when we concluded the interview, and you got the cameras rolling once they was harassing us. And they came over there bothering you, if I ain't mistaken, asking you about your registration of your plates, right?
Yep.
So did you have some New York plates or something?
Yeah, I had out-of-state plates on that car. They even brought the dog out, and the dog took a trip around my car sniffing.
Oh yeah, they wanted a reason to get on you.
Wow, what was they tripping for?
You know they bring all them cars for nothing like that. That's, you know, IPD they got better.
It was that black cop. You know that black cop's name?
Yeah,
huh?
Officer Ware.
Ware.
Yeah.
Ware actually brought a drug dog out to my car.
Officer Ware. I know I've been dealing with all them IPD all my life. I know all of them.
No, I had everything was good on my vehicle. There was nothing they could do. Registration, insurance, driver's license. There's nothing.
No, it's ironic though. Like we talking about that, and I remember they said something about your plates.
Yep, they did.
Crazy.
But I was a little disappointed that one of the dudes in your group told me to stop recording.
No. Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna let all y'all go. Just tell him to put the camera down and let y'all go. And he like, hey,
Yeah.
like
I should have,
should he just like act like you put it down and kept like.
no, I was going to say, I need to make sure you guys are good. I need to make sure you're safe. I got to document this. That's a bribe that the police is doing. Tell him to stop recording and I'll let y'all go.
Right.
So basically, if I don't stop recording, y'all going to jail? Is that what it is?
Maybe that wasn't the case anyway. You see, I didn't say stop recording. I was just like, man, we can shit.
Yeah, so.
Hurry up and run our names, man, because he ain't fine shit.
Yeah. But Ice-T got a good deal there with the sergeant, man. And that's a good thing that video shows always request for a higher ranking officer if things ain't going your way. A supervisor. Here we say supervisor. I want a supervisor.
No. We call your sergeant. Call your, or if you in the station, we're the watch commander.
Yeah, watch commander is always a good person. Actually, I got a ticket. I got a moving violation ticket from Officer Flowers, LAPD Officer Flowers. I heard he's resting right now. This was about 10 years ago. And he came up to my car and he said, you were speeding down Washington. I said, bro, I wasn't speeding down Washington. You're a liar. I straight up, you're a liar. I wasn't speeding. He was like, nah, you were speeding. And he says, check it out, Alex. Just admit to me that you were speeding and I'll let you go.
Trick bag.
And I said, no, I ain't admitted nothing. I wasn't speeding. He said, if you don't admit it to me, I'm going to give you a ticket for speeding. So bro gave me a ticket for speeding. I took it right to the police station. I said, I want to file a complaint against Officer Flowers. He's always harassing people in the neighborhood. He harassed me today with this bogus ticket. The watch commander looked at the ticket and she told me, don't worry about this ticket. I'm going to take care of it. Have a nice day. And she took the ticket and I've never had that happen. She literally erased that ticket from the system.
That's crazy. That's dope too.
Yeah. And then Officer Flowers ended up dying from some sort of illness that he had years later. And he was a black officer. Let me also emphasize, Officer Flowers was black. He was a light-skinned black dude, very fair-skinned, might have been mixed, but all the black cops know each other. So one day I was talking to a black cop, and I said, what's up with Officer Flowers? He said, oh, man, he died. And I was thinking to myself, man, maybe that's karma because he was not a nice cop at all. Reminds me of maybe Officer Ware from Inglewood.
Man, it get worse than Officer Ware, man. I would love for Reggie Wright, because all them police know each other. I would love for Reggie Wright to ask a few IPD, man, you know much he beat? Ask him. Cause his partner in crime, we ain't gotta say his name, Baldhead, he like to put allegations on me, you know what I'm saying? And he used the police as references like Greg Kading and Reggie Wright. See, but IPD, they attest to something different. You know, they like, you know what I'm saying? So I would love for Reggie Wright to go ahead and do that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all these black cops know each other. I'm sure Ware is, even though he's not LAPD, I'm sure that they all know each other and have things to say about different officers. But you're saying it gets worse than, as a black officer, does it get worse than Officer Ware in Inglewood?
Yes, sir. Any Inglewood, see, when you interview Frosty, you bring a certain name up that I brought up in the past, and he didn't want to touch on it. He like, but Officer Keith Rankins, badge 837.
He's black?
Hell yeah.
I've always thought Rankins was the white cop all this time.
Because you was hearing all these things.
Yeah.
If you an Inglewood gangbanger, whether you blood, Mexican, Crip, you know about Officer Rankins. He detective now. He ain't riding around. So you only go see him if you go to the station. Oh. But Officer Rankins toe up, bro. Like I went to jail for a gun, and my bail was in process. And then the jailer came back and said, "Oh yeah, something came up. You ain't getting bailed out." I called my baby mom, like, "What's going on?" Now I'm yelling, "Hey, I want to talk to somebody." This man boosted my bail up to $500,000 for a gun.
$500,000 for a gun case?
So when he came to like back to Raw's house, I'm like, man, this is something called a bail schedule. It ain't no me. Ain't no way in hell my shit go from 30,000 to have. So I had to wait to go to court, get it dropped back down, then bail out.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's crazy.
No, them dudes, man. Yeah, everybody from Inglewood. If you know who Officer Rankins is, put a pig in the comments.
Before we move on to the next topic, I just want to shout out a couple of black cops that I've met over the years that were really cool. Officer Stinson Brown, LAPD, black cop, always a great guy. And I think one of the reasons why he's so understanding and you can have a conversation with him is because his son was a victim of murder on the streets of LA. So he has a different perspective on.
I'm surprised that didn't make him worse.
No, it didn't. It made him do outreach work with gang interventionists. That's how I met him. Another officer I just met out in the streets, just doing video my video shit. I be out in the street doing my video thing. I met an officer named Steve Crane, a black officer at a Newton division, and he was probably one of the nicest guys that I've ever met. I'm surprised he was a cop because we always got this perception that cops are just mean guys. But Officer Steve Crane was one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And I think he's retired now. Steve Crane, great guy. And I'll throw one more in there. I'll throw in a Latino cop that I met over the years named John Flores. I shout him out. I say he's a nice cop. He's a good guy. Hey, just like in law enforcement, there's the good guys and the bad guys. Mm-hmm. You know.
But I can't call. I ain't gonna say. I about to say, but the bad guys in law enforcement over, like, you know what I'm saying, they overpopulate the good guys. So we ain't go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you also got that group of cops that don't say nothing when they see bad. They're good guys.
No,
but
so
they
when
don't call out bad guys.
So when it comes to law enforcement, you're a bad guy also because you signed up and you took an oath. So if you watching corrupt cops do what they do and not say nothing, you're bad too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of different.
Yeah.
You're an inactive bad guy. You just ain't putting in the work.
Well, you know, I think they were going to write a law post George Floyd that if a good cop sees a bad cop doing something, that is going to become illegal at some point. I don't know if that law ever passed. They're still working on that law, the George Floyd Act. I don't think it ever passed completely. But, yeah, that would be great.
That law would just be in that state or?
No, I think it'll go for all officers across the country.
Okay, yeah, they got my vote.
Okay. I think you're going to be happy about this next topic. We're going to talk about Jay-Z's attorney is filing another motion to have this case dismissed because, according to his attorney, and he's got this high-powered attorney, this case has no merits.
No validity.
Yeah, Alex Spiro, he's a Rock Nation attorney.
Okay, so Gene Deal, the old security / law enforcement dude that worked for Puffy, I didn't click on him, but the title said she lying. I was there that night.
Oh, Gene Deal.
And Gene Deal don't like Puffy. He talk bad about Puffy every chance he get. So, like, you know what I'm saying? It's too many people. Like the Madden dude, he said, I wasn't even there. I was on tour in the Midwest. And, it's crazy. The house she said the after party was at is not even the house.
Yeah, her case is looking weaker and weaker as more information comes out. But let me read a couple of paragraphs from this. Jay-Z is allowed to press forward with his latest motion to have his rape lawsuit dismissed, a judge has ruled. And this is coming from the hiphopdx.com. Judge Annalisa Torres granted a request on January 2nd from the rapper and his legal team to be able to file a dismissal motion against the lawsuit, which a 13-year-old is accusing him of rape 25 years ago. The request was opposed by the anonymous accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, and the woman has until the end of February to file a counter motion to their motion. So we won't find out if this case is going to go forward until they file their counter. So the judges allowed Jay-Z to file this motion to dismiss the case, and the judge is giving the defense an opportunity to file their counter motion to see if they can argue some valid points. And then sometime in the end of February, beginning of March, we'll find out if this case is going forward.
I don't like that, man. It need to be something in place to protect men when these type of allegations come against us, whether it's civil or criminal.
And I know this attorney, Alex Spiro, he's high powered. He ain't playing no games. He wrote out a motion. His motion laid out all the reasons why this case should be dismissed, and I'm sure it's the thing you mentioned about the dude that was on tour. I'm sure it mentioned that the father doesn't remember this. Things that are in her lawsuit cannot even be verified.
The woman that's supposed to drop her off at the awards is no longer living.
So I'll put a link to the. Let's see, how many pages is this? It's just a one-page motion. It's just a one-page motion that the judge allowed Jay-Z's attorney to file. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I think this might get dismissed, but it's very hard for judges to dismiss these sexual cases when they come forward because they want to give the victim, quote unquote victim, I say that in quotes because we don't know if she's really a victim or not, but they want to give the victim at least an opportunity to tell their story in court before it gets dismissed.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. She could be anonymous. That's one. I don't like that.
Well, she can only be anonymous up until the point it goes to trial. So let's say there's a settlement between now and then, between today and when trial date's supposed to start, then we'll never know who she is.
So he gonna have to pay out to somebody he never seen.
Well, I think during settlement negotiations, he'll probably find out who she is, but the public won't know. And he won't be allowed to say who she is because I don't know if you ever listen to these agreements that they'll have a settlement, but it's undisclosed. An undisclosed amount was settled. So that means there's a gag order. No one can talk about it. Jay-Z can't say who she is. She can't say, So
I think she messed up adding him to her thing. What's that thing called?
What do you mean? Her civil lawsuit?
Yeah, I think she messed up when she added Jay-Z to the lawsuit because at first it was just Puffy. And when she added him, you blew it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you go be a liar, the lie would have been more believable just with the Puffy thing because the world is against him right now. You know what I mean? But you messed up with somebody that got more wiggle room, freedom, and people look at him in a high regard. And you just lying.
Yeah, Spiro, Jay-Z's attorney, wrote in his motion that the case should be tossed out because it's a violation of what's called the GMVA statute that only applies to incidents within the city limits of New York City. And she's claiming that the incident happened outside of the boundaries of New York City. So Spiro found a loophole that states that this is not even in the correct jurisdiction. So...
Yeah, man. Drop that, man. Dismiss that. I don't. That bothered me when people play with people like that, like defamatory things like that, and even playing with people living their life. Not, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't want to say she's defamed him just yet because we don't know. We don't know. I think that you can make mistakes for a case that happened 25 years ago. I don't expect it to be completely perfect, and I would hate to dismiss her on a few mistakes she made. But if it's more than a few mistakes, then yeah. But I'm not gonna toss her under the bus just yet.
Well, a few is 3.
Yeah,
and it's more than a few.
Well, to me, the biggest one was where she said her father came picked her up, and
Drove back in silence.
And
so he drove 5 hours to come get you.
yeah,
Came got you from a gas station. You got in the car and I drove back 5 hours in silence, and he didn't ask you nothing. Why is my 13-year-old 5 hours away anyway?
yeah.
Dismiss it.
And then also the part where she claimed that the what's the name of the artist that wasn't even in town?
Something Madden.
Okay, Madden. Now that can be a simple mistake,
No, it ain't, because she got too particular. She said, because he got a tattoo about something religious, and I'm very religious or something. I forget what she said.
Well,
so you acting like you had a whole conversation. You remember the conversation you had?
Well, we'll find out February or March if this case is going forward. And lastly, man, everybody's talking about this this fight. I don't even want to call it a fight. It was a beat down, and I would say it was somewhat of a pack out. I would say when 4 guys in their 30s and 40s are beating up 2 guys that are in their 50s and 60s, that's a pack out to me.
Right.
you know, the four guys clearly had the advantage. They had the youthful advantage. They had the age. They had the strength advantage.
No numbers.
And they had the numbers. They had youth, strength, and numbers. That's a pack out. I don't care how anybody tries to slice and dice it.
But you got you got Winnie 100 that'll say, where I'm from, 2-on-4, it's a head up. Well, it's not quite a head up when somebody got a weapon.
And okay, yeah, let's throw that one in there. Okay.
So what are we talking about? If it's one person with a gun, that's not a head up. That's a fear factor, fool. You don't know what's gonna happen next. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? And then I could be wrong. I think he might have bopped him upside the head with the pistol a few times.
Yeah, he did. Termaine, the fake loose cannon, did swing that pistol on the dude's head a couple of times. So yeah, let's just get that out the way. This was not a head up, because we'll throw that in there. The age difference, the numbers difference, the what was the third thing I said? Age.
Strength.
They're stronger, and they had a firearm. How the hell? How is that a head up?
Well, I'm from a 4-on-2. That's a head up.
Nah.
I said, you crazy as shit.
Bro, do you know how many times I've stopped people from coming up here?
Oh, my God.
Because you on here on live.
Batman
You
stuff.
know what what does
Batman
the
time.
live mean? What does the live mean?
We right here.
We good.
How many
We're
calls
all right.
we done got? Third, blood that nigga whoop whoop, just whoop whoop. Man, leave that shit
What
alone.
am I doing? What have I done that would make somebody that angry that they wanted to
You
show
got
up there?
niggas dissing the set.
Oh, come on.
Hey, bro, do you not? Will you tell him?
But this is what
Hey, bro.
you do. This is what you guys
No,
do.
that's not what
you
I
try
do.
to convince me that I'm in danger, so I should be thankful that
No,
you
no.
beat somebody up in the parking lot. I'm not thankful. I wish
first
it
of
just
all-
didn't happen.
Well, first of all, right, I'm gonna be real. A 2-on-4 where I come from is a head up squabble. Dead homies. I put me and one of my homeboys against every foe, and y'all gonna see some thumping. Now, here goes where it gets fucked up at. When somebody refuses to fight back after you doing the woofing, now the ones you would have been fighting to keep off your homie is now free and relieved to go to your homie. A 2-on-4 where I come from is an even squabble.
I've never heard of this before in my life.
Well,
Bro.
I mean, yeah, no, like on some gang member shit, yeah.
2-on-4's an even squabble.
It's not an even squabble. It might be
No,
an
no.
acceptable
No,
squabble,
it's
but
an
it's
even
not
squabble.
an even
I'm a
squabble.
power rule.
He's saying it's not a pack
In
out.
what?
It's not
Okay,
a pack
maybe
out,
if the two is
what you're
Dwayne
saying.
the Rock Johnson and
I
Brock
wouldn't give a
Lesnar,
fuck
okay.
who they are. It's an even squabble. We're not looking at this as it's that great of a threat. I'm just being real.
It wasn't a threat at all. They had no guns.
Hey, bro, listen, we don't know what the fuck a motherfucker got.
Okay, but I feel like an overt amount of violence was perpetrated before that was even established.
Well, you know,
At some point, you just
listen,
don't have to strip them naked, right? It was a little over the top, and it puts me in a very weird position.
Not at all. Not at all. So what's your whole take on that thing, man?
I think oh boy's a cloud chaser. Slow Kenny. He a cloud chaser. He want attention any way he could get it. And let's just say Wack didn't have nothing to do with it, right? But you could have stopped the dude that he holds you in a high regard. You know what I'm saying? You could have stopped him, bro. Like it was a cloud move because the cameras was already going, for one. So that's what I feel. And Wack was begging for his job.
Yeah, he was.
That was begging because you explaining a lot. You over explaining. And the only question I have, like, damn, did you fight for your marriage this hard? I'm like, sheesh.
I gotta admit that was funny to see him squirming there for his job.
Oh man, for 2 hours and some change.
And he played almost every game in the book that you can play. Let me call to such and such up. I sent you those messages. Everybody here can confirm this and can confirm that.
Man, he played like 4 different recorded conversations that he had on his phone. I said, wow. But he record everything.
Yeah, that's why, bro, when you call me up, I hang up on you because I got nothing to say to you and you are not ever going to record me.
He got more recorded conversations than Puffy got sex tapes. I don't know who recorded more, Puffy or Winnie 100.
And you know, there was a guy here in LA that was a private investigator that went to prison for recording phone calls. His name was Anthony Pelicano. He was a private investigator, and when he went to prison, one of the charges was that he was recording phone calls. And that kind of blew my mind because at the time I didn't know recording phone calls was actually a crime.
Well,
In California, certain states it's not a crime. It's not a crime across the board, but California and Nevada, it's illegal.
I was about to say California and Nevada is illegal, and I mean they recorded me, bro, on the phone. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't mind doing a little lawsuit, a little sooty suit out there. Because look, I'm very consistent with what I'm saying. My views don't change. I've been saying I'm not against suing somebody for the longest. It's on the gang episodes of Straight Politicking, me, Spider Lock, and Alex Alonso. And I just said it. I don't mind. I get a civil lawyer that'll take on my case. I'll assume.
Yeah, I don't know how much money you would get though.
I don't. Give me something, because I got a phobia with recorded calls, bro. I've been in jail too many years and not be able to say what I want to say over the phone. And here come this dude. I'm in a free world. And he recording my calls.
And don't you hate when they take your recorded phone calls and then they title them Clubhouse or Live?
Yeah, no. I was recorded on the phone. That was a phone.
So you think there's a chance that Wack did not know that Luce was going to fire on this dude?
I was just being optimistic, just saying say if he didn't. But I think he knew. I think he knew that was about to happen. But now he didn't get the reaction he thought he was gonna get. Now he's trying to switch the narrative.
If he didn't know, he's got to be the dumbest dude out there. And that means that this dude, Luce Cannon, has no respect for Wack if he just went up there and did that at a place that he works. I don't think the fake Luce Cannon is going to move without approval.
They was trying to, I guess, spice some controversy up for Dodge Network, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he hell bent on trying to prove to the world that he tough. When the whole world know that he not a real rolling 60 and he's the biggest liar in America, and your daddy's a snitch and you came out of his nutsack, and it's like he got so much stacked against him, he got a lot to prove. So, he goes to, I mean, first of all, if you claim you got a warrant, right, and then you out and about and then you do some stuff like that, you took some from nothing to 100 and you didn't have to, because evidently, oh boy didn't pose a threat. And then whoever had the camera rolling already, so you was ready for your close-up, so you recorded yourself doing a crime. He is an idiot, man.
Yeah, when he eventually gets picked up on his warrant, this video is going to be added to whatever time he's facing. So he just dug himself a bigger hole. Like, this has got to be the biggest idiot clout chaser in internet history.
Okay, so say Jay Reed, because I guess I don't know, he came from the streets, but he reformed. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm hearing. So, okay, he not doing a criminal thing, doing a civil thing. But either way, you on a run from your PO, bro. What you think that's going to do for the violation? You think that's going to lighten the blow? He's just an idiot, bro. An idiot. Like, Wack 100 and Luce Cannon, the fake Luce Cannon is Beaver and Butthead, bro.
You mean Beavis?
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead. I haven't heard that term in a minute.
No, they brains put together ain't like, come on, bro. They say two brains better than one. No, them dudes is Beavis and Butthead, bro, for sure.
And I think the way that interview went, dude used so much deflection. Look, when you're a master manipulator, you got to know the right amount of deflection to use to make it palatable, to make us believe you. Mm-hmm. There was every other sentence was another sort of deflection.
I make the decision not to respond. You know why? If I respond, Adam, who responds? You've been around my team long enough to know they disciplined. They ain't finna do shit unless I do some shit, right? I'm like, okay, I see who you are. I'm not saying I ain't tell myself I'm gonna fuck pick your ass up, just not right here, right? I ain't trying to hear what you saying. Luce says, so you came up here for content, right? He says, well, however you want to put it, cuz.
How'd they come up here for content when they didn't have anybody filming?
You're missing the point. That ain't what that mean.
What's
right?
the content then?
Look, content means you can have a camera or your ass can be content, right? Right? He says back to Luce, whatever, cuz, how you want to put it. On gangster. Luce says, nigga, this on neighborhood. Okay, in this jungle, Adam, anything gangster crip, anything neighborhood crip is automatically enemies.
I heard.
Guess what?
We had a whole cigarette thing here.
Now, guess what? That's crip situation going on, right? I'm a power root. It's two men. So what do? I take a step back. That point in time, because if I get in the middle of it and one of them swing, my people activated. Then it's really fucked up, right? My people do different shit. They ain't playing with it, right?
These two dudes pulled up knowing that there was probably going to be 10 plus gang members. They pulled up too deep, older gentlemen.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No guns.
Looking harmless
Older.
as hell.
Older,
what is
nigga.
that?
Older. G. Wayne 50. I'm 47. Lil John 49. What
No,
the
I
fuck
get
is
it, but
y'all
they're
talking about?
older guys themselves.
He's 50. I don't know who the
But I'm
other
saying,
dude is.
if they were pulling up trying to do some crazy shit, they would have pulled
I
up
don't know.
way differently than they actually pulled
Here's
up.
the thing, Adam.
They were not a threat.
Adam, here's the thing. Nope, if I thought they was a threat, my team, listen, bro, let me tell you something. This motherfucker be taped off, right? I did what I was supposed to do. I came outside, heard what he had to say. It was majority about you and us, the bullshit we hear, right?
I feel like you're throwing some sauce on this and acting like he's super anti-Adam 22, even though I haven't personally heard anything like that.
Brother, he said it on the fucking...
I didn't watch that. How does that in any way justify the situation that took place?
Maybe you understand this because he playing white boy right now.
Go ahead.
I did a whole lot, bro. I don't think you understand. I made sure my team was contained. Add them to it. Did you think it gets worse?
If you bring a bunch of dudes to this building, then it's also on you to make sure that they don't end up, beating the dog shit out of somebody in the parking lot over nothing. Now, if these guys are strapped up, if they were a real threat, then I totally understand. They didn't come like that, right?
Well, you got to remember, you don't know what a motherfucker is until you see. And that's what was probably happening when they going into motherfucking shit. They trying to see. They don't know. I don't know.
You don't have to strip somebody naked to find out if they have a pipe on them.
I mean,
away from something that had nothing to do with the issue. And it was good to see that Adam wasn't falling for it.
Hey, but see, when you a master manipulator, you don't know you being manipulated, and people don't know manipulation is taking place. He think he is. Wack think he's smarter than everybody. And he think since Adam is a white boy, he could talk over his head. You don't know where we come from. Like he just PTSD'd out. Like, like he's a war vet or something. Nah, bro. You could have stopped the retard from doing what he did or even going overboard, because after he stole on him, you could have been like, hold on. But you didn't.
No, he let his nephew do what he wanted, and I believe the uncle knew everything that was going to go down.
Hey, listen, bro. People, they do stuff in different fashions, right? He disliked this at this point. He disliked the 60 so much. He utilizing and damaging this dude because he know what he doing. He know that the fake Luce Cannon is a torpedo, is a crash out dude, and he could have him do a crash dummy, have him do whatever he want him to do. And he like, I don't like them dudes anyway. Watch this. He don't care about Luce Cannon. He don't care nothing about him, dog. Like, he utilizing him. He got the perfect dummy.
And then Wack claims that he didn't know it was being recorded. I don't know who these people are. But then if you look at all the YouTube channels that he works with, that he collabs with,
he called him his media team.
His media team,
mm-hmm.
They're all pushing the videos.
And he don't want to push the button with them and tell them what to do.
And I don't even want to say the names of these channels, but there's about 5 or 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they all work with Wack. They all collaborate.
So if he asked them to, they would take him down.
Absolutely.
And I believe they posted it on his behalf to make him look like a tough guy and don't mess with me type thing, narrative or whatever.
So don't believe. I don't know. I don't know why they were recording. I don't know who those people are. I don't know them. Nah, you knew every single person that was in that parking lot in Burbank.
Yeah, he a weirdo. He a weirdo. I think Adam need to accept. I mean, I know he keep yelling it's contractual. Like, you didn't honor the contract you had with Kim. Don't worry about the contract with Adam, bro.
Oh, I'm sure that hopefully Adam has a contract written where if you breach it, by doing something like this, the contract is terminated.
But I don't think Adam had in the clause, don't whoop nobody ass on my premises, or you know what I'm saying, or don't let your retarded company I didn't ask you to bring with you do no dumb shit. So, you know what I mean?
Well, I hope Adam wasn't falling for it. It could have been worse if my team was activated. My team stood back. My team was standing down. If they didn't stand down, it would have been worse.
No, man. First of all, your team probably seen like, look at these retards. First of all, when you see somebody like that don't pose a threat, you know what I'm saying, and then they naked, what they want to go put their hands on somebody naked for?
Yeah. That team gonna get in trouble if they around this activity some more. And man, you guys did it in the wrong town. Y'all went and messed around in Burbank. Oh man, Burbank is not going to not do nothing. They are not going to not do nothing, if that makes sense.
But Slow Cannon is going on this campaign. Yeah, people who tell me I'm going to jail, they want to see me in jail. But why would you let people record it? And let's just say if you didn't let them record it, why you didn't tell them to take it down?
Yeah, obviously you wanted it recorded, you planned for it to be recorded, and you wanted it to get posted.
And you went on the tough guy tour talking about, yeah, I don't play around and misusing words and saying the wrong word in the wrong space and talking how tough you is, and
Now, I'll tell you another thing I don't believe. I don't believe the Jay Reed dude did any sort of gangbanging in his conversation at all, claiming any set, any crip, any gangster crip, period. I think that is something that they're adding on to the story to make it look like he's the bad guy.
Well, Wack's story done changed a few times, right? First, he said it was just content. I mean, it was just a conversation, and I'm here to see Wack. Where Wack at? And then he didn't say nothing about no gangster shit until he learned he was from 11A Gangsters, and they trying to throw gangster in there.
Yeah, he learned that after the fact, and now that becomes part of the narrative. In fact, if you listen to Wack speaking about this incident like the next day or the day after, him being an 11-8 gangster crip never comes up.
Right.
So, don't believe the hype. It's all BS.
Yeah, no. He I don't know. I don't know how people even deal with Wack. You would think his antics would shut doors, but I don't know.
Well, there's an expiration date on these antics. It's just sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But yeah, this definitely hurt his brand. This hurt any projects that he might be working on.
Who brand you talking about? Winnie 100?
It hurts both Wack's brand and Adam's brand. Adam even said that he wants to do interviews with people, and they seeing this, they don't want to come up there.
He said a particular name. Is it Van Lathan?
Van Lathan from formerly of TMZ.
So he said he didn't. Now Van Lathan don't want to pull up. He'd rather do the interview on Zoom because he think he potentially get assaulted by some gang member. So, I mean, if you go do your stage play, Madea, because I got so many names for Wack, bro. One of them is Madea because he be staging plays. If you go do stage plays, man, don't do it in nobody, you know what I'm saying, place of business, brother. You don't want nobody disrespecting your house like that. Why would you go do that, man?
Definitely. Well, we'll see what happens. That show is the bread and butter to the platform over there. So I don't know if that show is going to be going away anytime soon. He's kind of maybe handcuffed to working with bro, despite all of the chances and risks he's taken.
But Wack might square it up though, cause he's not getting the reaction he thought he was gonna get, and you see how he was pleading for Adam to believe his narrative. You feel me?
You know what? I think Adam also has to take some responsibility in this too, because it was his interview in January of 2024 that made Luce Cannon go viral.
So what you saying? Adam created that monster?
Adam created the monster. Adam decided to post that interview, even after he admitted he knew that those were lies. He admitted it in another episode that he didn't believe the stuff that this guy was saying about Big U and whatever else he was saying. But I guess he had to post the interview because that's part of the agreement that he has.
The Luce Cannon podcast, we already did that. It's already out. It is what it is. I don't want this to be like a sustained anti-Big U narrative building session
fuck
on
Big
here.
U. They say fuck Wack. He got the right to say fuck Wack. And I got the right to say fuck him. Now, if his name comes up in the conversation, his name come up in the conversation. And it seems to me like you getting pressed because he's been saying fuck you too. So
He hasn't spoken to me yet. I'm looking forward to speaking to him today.
I don't give a fuck about, look, man, dude is human just like everybody else.
Right,
The
no,
nigga
for
running
sure.
around here, he got bad knees and the rest of the
You
shit.
can say
He
fuck
running
Big U.
everybody motherfucking name. Nigga, you running my name, run yours, nigga, and the Eddie Boy paperwork is coming. I ain't done. I'm not done.
If you wanna
whatever you
say-
gonna, hold on, bro, whatever you gonna do about it, do about it. But nigga, fuck you, nigga. You know what the fuck you did? You should have crossed me when you crossed me a song, nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of that. That's it. Wack got a big enough platform. On what I do, I ain't got to come on here and say his name. It's gonna come out any motherfucking way. This is what you knew, but if it come up, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna go on mute because his name come. Because guess what? He played with my name too, so fuck him.
I'm not trying to stop
I
you
warned that
from
boy.
speaking about him in general.
Yeah,
That is understandable.
That's the case. Let's not talk about nobody. Listen,
No, let's talk about people. Let's just try to like keep it so it doesn't look like a sustained narrative building campaign from No Jumper.
First of all, that's the first interview that came up with his name. This how I know you got this little bozo dope fiend, brick boy, a brick baby in your fucking ear because that's the first motherfucking interview where his name came up. Let's be real.
Okay, but you
Tell me
realize that
another
some very, very serious
I don't give
allegations
a
were made during that interview.
So what?
And a lot of them don't really
Luke-
seem to stand up.
Luke, how you know you a white boy?
I've seen a lot of evidence to the contrary
You seen
since.
what? What you see?
Just
I tell you what, Adam, you're a wealthy man. I'll front 100. You put up 100,000. I have Luce pull up. If he ain't got what he say he got, I'll pay you 100. If he do, you give me 100.
So yeah, you created this monster. You made him go viral in 2024 because prior to 2024, nobody knew who this guy was except for people who dealt with him on a personal basis. But the internet didn't know who this guy was. All these YouTube channels did not know who this guy was. And it just goes to show you how fast you can make someone go viral. From January, the interview hit in January, and by the summertime, everybody wanted to do content with him.
Hey, you know what? I went to No Jumper for the very first time, January, February, and I brought it up to Adam and said he was wrong about that. Cause even if your co-host Ballhead was pushing a narrative like it might have been true and trying to stamp it and trying to keep it and not edit it out, this is your shit. You know what I'm saying? And he agreed. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know, man. Don't let Wack drown you, bro. He might bring you down with him.
Yeah, you gotta know when to say no. I got an email from one of the fake Luce Cannon's folks either in December of 2023 or early January of 2024 before he went on No Jumper, asking me if I would interview the dude. And I immediately told him, hell no, I don't want to interview this dude.
Okay, and it's funny because that's actual, and he got wind that you said that else place, like you said you wouldn't interview him, and he called your phone going off with some Fontana Crib dude.
Yeah.
I ain't never said that. And you told him, like, I got the email from your boy. Oh, he not my manager. Like, everything. Like, I was right there when that call came through. That was the funny part.
You know, those Fontana guys, they want to beat me up like they did Jay Reed in the parking lot.
Man, bro. Hey, it's some solid dudes out the IE, man. And they higher ups, they big homies should be getting on them. Like, bro, they not no genuine dudes and they not real.
What if that's how Fontana gets down? Or that part of Fontana?
I refuse to believe that.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that because it's okay. I'm gonna tell you who would be considered the face of the IE car as far as the internet, and that's the dude 16 of life. What's his name? Chill.
Yeah.
He talk about the 24 years he did on a life sentence in prison, and he was a part of the IE car, and he bring up notable names and all that. Like, it's people that's from the IE that's looking at these dudes like Slow Cannon like a weirdo, but y'all need to get on these dudes that's following them around. I don't know for what. All right, it's one eyebrow up at anybody that you the only one around these other dudes. Like, why none of your homies is with you when you 20 deep with all IE dudes and not one rolling 60? It's crazy.
Yeah, he's never with anybody from 60s.
Never.
But he's always wearing a 6-0 hat. He's always talking about 60s.
Anybody could buy a Seattle hat from the swap meet. What you. Hey man, listen. I challenge, man, the big dogs, the OGs, these founders of these hoods, and all that from these IE gangs. Man, who the little homies running behind this clown? Because that was an IE dude in the video with him tomorrow. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. Man, shut up, Buster.
Was that the same guy that got into it with Yael?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that Yael narrative. When I heard he was trying to run a play and stage a fake play with a fight and it ended up turning into a real fight, no, I turn my ears off. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode.
Shout out to the straight politickers out there.
Shout out to all of the listeners to the Straight Politicking. Appreciate you all listening, whether you're on Spotify, iHeart, or Apple. And be sure to tap in with our social medias. The links are all in the description. They're all in the show notes. And thanks for tapping in with another episode of Straight Politicking.